Welcome to the Stek vs 20 years of Sonic the Hedgehog. Today, Sonic Adventure 2. As with Sonic Adventure 2, its sequel, centers heavily around story. This time there are differences in gameplay. The segmented character story is gone, with 3 characters sharing one story, and both stories for a light and dark side team having 2 sides of the same story arc. Dr. Robotnik uses Space Colony Arc to hold the world to ransom. Allied with the ultimate life form, the hedgehog known as Shadow, created by his grandfather Joe Robotnik. Sonic is blamed for the crimes committed by Shadow, and after escaping from the police, finds out about Robotnik's plans. As usual, sets off to stop him with his two-tailed friend in tow. A gem-obsessed treasure hunter, Rouge the Bat, tries to steal the Master Emerald from Knuckles. When arguing, Robotnik tries to steal it also. Knuckles shatters it, again, to keep it out of their hands, and ends up setting off to find the missing shards. Whilst treasure hunting, Knuckles joins up with Sonic and Tails. Rouge ends up siding with Shadow and Robotnik. And so, with the teams, the stage is set. There are 3 types of stages: the usual Sonic stages, Mecha Walker stages with Tails, much like the Gamma stages in Sonic Adventure, and treasure hunting stages with Knuckles. Each member of Sonic's team, Team Light, has a dark side mirror. Shadow's stages are much like Sonic's, Robotnik's are much like Tails, and Rouge also hunts treasure just like Knuckles. Although similar, the stages do fit into the story differently, and this can affect the layout of the stages. After completing both light and dark side story, there is a final battle with both teams combating the real threat. The graphics are slightly improved over Sonic Adventure, and the soundtrack is much the same. The hub world has been removed, and the Chow Garden is improved in all areas. As with the DX version of Sonic Adventure, there is a battle version of Sonic Adventure 2, which improves graphics, fixes some glitches, and makes some minor changes to the game. The 2-player mode has players racing, treasure hunting, and battling, with 1 player as light and 1 player as dark. The kart racing game, playable in both 1 and 2 players, is a simple racing game on themed tracks. Exclusive to 2-player are alternate characters and costumes. Lastly, the medal system has players revisiting levels to complete challenges, such as finishing with 100 rings or finding the hidden Chow. With all that out of the way, let's go play some Sonic Adventure 2. And yes, we are going to end up watching a cutscene first, but here we are, Sonic Adventure. Well, you know, this gives me an opportunity to actually talk about this. Something I didn't mention enough in Sonic Adventure 1 is that the cutscenes are good. You know, I talked about the storytelling in Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and then, you know, more so in Sonic and Knuckles, but I didn't actually say enough about the storytelling in Sonic Adventure in regards to the cutscenes. Well, obviously, Sonic Adventure 2, the cutscenes look better, you know, they're better acted, the lip sync looks a lot better than it did in Sonic 1. It's still not perfect, but it looks better at least. And you'll notice that I'm wearing some stuff. It's because I've actually completed this game. This is my old Dreamcast copy. I've gone all the way back to the Dreamcast. I've pulled the thing out and dusted it off for Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and hopefully some other stuff coming up before long. And we're finally into the actual game itself. And I mentioned in Sonic Adventure 1 that there in Sonic Adventure is some, you know, pretty good set pieces. And this is quite a good example yet again of another quite good set piece, if I don't make a mess of it. And here we go. Yeah, I do apologise. As I say, I'm not always particularly brilliant when I'm doing this. I have to pay attention to a lot of what I'm doing, really, you know. It's not always that easy to speak and be interesting, well, be interesting as best as I can, and actually play a game at the same time, especially when it's an action game like Sonic. Well, this, you know, hopefully you'll be hearing the music and you'll like the music. Something I unfortunately missed out of my Sonic Adventure, which, you know, I was really kicking myself after that, is I didn't talk enough about the fact that I do like the music in Sonic Adventure. And I'll miss that out. I love the music in Sonic Adventure. And you'll see when I get to Sonic 4 that the music kind of annoys me in Sonic 4 because I do, well, I do love rock, I love metal, and those are the types of music I'm into. So, you know, when it comes to having that rocking soundtrack in Sonic Adventure, and then going back to, I don't know how to describe it in Sonic Adventure, Sonic 4, you know, I really missed this Sonic Adventure soundtrack, because I think it is a really good soundtrack. And something else that was introduced into Sonic Adventure 2 that was in Sonic Adventure 1 is the grind rails. They've become a real staple of the series recently, and it's actually to do with a bit of marketing. Yep, it's always marketing, and the reason I say it's marketing is because you'll see that Sonic is wearing different shoes. These shoes were designed by a specific brand, and there was a sport, let's say, of grinding attached to these shoes. So naturally they introduced that sport when they introduced the shoes for Sonic, and you'll see that there are some adverts around for the actual company itself, and I'm not going to mention the company's name. I'm here to talk about Sonic. And you know, I usually do go on about what kind of I don't like about the games. I do that because really, you know, I'm generally a pessimistic person, and I find it easier to point out the things that I don't like because I generally like everything else. You know, if I forget to mention something, it's because I like it. It's, you know, it's just generally I need to get better at it. You know, I will admit that, and I promise I will get better at it. But with this game, there isn't that much I don't actually like. And the reason for that is because I loved Sonic Adventure, and this is a real step up from Sonic Adventure. You know, everything was done better in Sonic Adventure 2, and unfortunately, yeah, as you'll just noticed, and again, the camera angles can make this game difficult at some points. They can chuck you in silly places, you can fall off places. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's just the camera angles sometimes suck. And, you know, it's the same problem that Sonic Adventure 1 has, and Sonic Adventure 2's got it as well. Most 3D games of this period, as I said before, suffer from this issue. And I just died horribly. I do apologise. So, what this is actually going to be is normally I'd go in a Sonic game, I'd play through as much as I can, but in fact, this is going to take me like nearly 4 or 5 minutes to get through this one level. One thing I actually do like about this game is the levels are quite long, and that was one of the good things about the Sonic Adventure series. They didn't have that many levels, but they were quite lengthy, and it's really needed in a game like this. You know, it really oh, I died again in the same place. I do apologise. It really sets itself apart when, you know, you've got good structured levels that last quite a while. And you'll have probably noticed that I'm using a couple of the abilities. I didn't really mention the abilities because, well, there's so many in this, and each character has different abilities. Shadow's got slightly different abilities to Sonic. Sonic has slightly different abilities to Shadow. It's, you know, Tails suffers from the same thing. He's got slightly different abilities. And the reason, you know, I'm not going to go into detail about the abilities because the abilities are actually part of the story. And you get the abilities as you're going through the story. There's only one real ability that is some sort of whistle, and it lets you use a certain shrine in certain levels. And that ability is really for finding the hidden Chow. And so, you know, it's not really worth mentioning, to be honest. That's one of the challenges, find the hidden Chow. And I'm coming up, hopefully, to the second set piece for this level. And I'm actually going to stop running there, which is completely silly. So, these big set pieces, there's 2 in this level, which is, you know, quite good, really. The reason for there being 2, and the reason for them being relevant, is because they are part of the story. And this will, you know, pretty much take me to the end of this level, and pretty much the end of my play for this game. Oh, I never noticed that before. It's amazing how many times you can play a game like this and never notice something. Big was actually running just in front of the truck, And I've never noticed that. I've played this game so many times and never noticed Big just running in the background. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this and I've enlightened you some, and I've turned you on to how good Sonic Adventure actually is, and why in some cases it's better than the modern 3D Sonic games. Yes, Sonic, I know you're getting bored as usual. So, let's jump through this goal. And, as Sonic poses, I shall say, I'm the Stek. I'll see you around.